What is up everybody, my name's LeakyTapsMan and this is another This Week in Gaming number 26, where I keep you guys informed with everything that is going on in the world of video games. And there have been some pretty big megatons this week, so I'm going to get down to it. And one of those biggies is that Nintendo have registered a domain for supermario4.com. Now, there's no news on whether this is for the 3DS, whether it's for the Wii U or some other console entirely. What we can assume is that it's going to be another Super Mario Bros., seeing as that ended at number 3. And it also ties in with the fact that Nintendo said they're going to be working on a 2D Mario game for the 3DS, which I'm actually going to get onto now, because I want to clear some things up. Also this week, new Super Mario Bros. 2 has been announced for the 3DS. It's coming out August in North America and Japan, and it's going to be resurrecting the raccoon suit from Super Mario Bros. 3. Now, I don't know what constitutes 2D for Nintendo, whether this does or not, so that could be the 2D Mario game that they mentioned was going to come out for the 3DS, but we can still assume that Super Mario 4 is a different game from this. And I, for one, am freaking ecstatic because I absolutely love Mario, and the new Super Mario Bros. Are pretty damn awesome titles, and the original Super Mario Bros. Are even better, so to see another one of those would be pretty incredible. You never know, they could release it as an eShop title for the Wii U. I think that would be quite awesome. But as always, I'll keep you guys informed as to whether there are any developments on that front. And I shall stick with Nintendo for this next bit of news. Miyamoto, the dude that created Mario, the god amongst men, he's implied that a new Mario Wii U title is in the works and it is going to be shown at E3. The quote was, Miyamoto anticipates that at E3, Nintendo will launch a new Super Mario for this platform which will combine the TV screen with the remote. So this could well be Super Mario 4. The timing is pretty coincidental, but it could always be a totally new 3D title. As I say, it's all speculation, it's all up in the air. Tell me what you guys think, whether the new Mario is going to be a fully fledged 3D adventure or if it's going to be more akin to the original games. I'm interested to hear what you guys think. I personally think that it's going to be a 3D title for the Wii U, and Super Mario 4 is going to be something different entirely. And in that same interview that I mentioned with Miyamoto, he also mentioned that Pikmin 3 is going to be making an appearance at E3. Now, I've never played a Pikmin game personally, but I know it has a massive following, so that's terrific news for everyone that loves to have little creatures follow them around. Oh, and it was also confirmed that it's coming out for the Wii U, just in case there was any grey areas surrounding that. And to shift away from Nintendo-related products, they've had their moment. A new God of War game has been announced for the PlayStation 3, and it is called God of War Ascension. It is a prequel to the entire series, and the released promotional material just said, quote, before he was a god, he was a man. So if you're tired of playing as a god in games and you just feel like playing like a man, because I don't think anyone's played as a man before, then now you get your chance to play as a man. Anyway, it's coming out in spring 2013, and it's described as the most ambitious God of War so far, mainly because you don't play as a god, you play as a man. I don't know if I mentioned that. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, next thing, Crysis 3 officially got announced. I mentioned this last week about how it was pretty much on the brink. Well, Crytek confirmed it. It's a sandbox first-person shooter, as they describe it. It's set in New York, but it does incorporate elements of the jungle. It's going to have forestation within the actual urban environment, which is quite cool. It's coming out in spring 2013, and apparently Prophet is on a revenge mission because he's ticked off and he's coming for you. Another notable part to this is pre-orders will include double XP until level 5, and there are different packs depending on what retailer you choose. Retailer-specific pre-order incentives, again, go suck an egg, not cool. Okay, in Nintendo Dream, I think this is a magazine possibly, Tetsuya Nomura, apologies if I got that wrong if you're watching this, Mr. Nomura. Anyway, he's one of the main creative forces behind The World Ends With You, which was a DS game, an RPG, it's quite popular, made by Square Enix. He has heavily hinted at a sequel to said game, and he said while he can't officially say anything, there is probably going to be more. So I think we can more or less assume that there's going to be another The World Ends With You title, most likely for the 3DS. That's another title that I've not played thoroughly. I gave it about an hour or so and didn't think too much of it. but that's another game that has quite a hardcore fan base, so that's great news for you guys. Okay, quite a big rumour this week, and something that I probably should have done earlier in the video. Apple are being rumoured to be working on a console. This was a story released by Cult of Mac, some website, and apparently it's going to include an Apple-branded Kinect type system, I don't know, camera, whatever you want to call it, and touch controls will feature heavily. Two things that I heavily oppose, so there's very minimal chance in me being interested if this is an actual reality. And then other rumours surfaced this week that Valve were somehow involved in this, and they've come out and denied that, which is only a good thing because Valve are on the good side of the fence and Apple are very much on the bad side of the fence. So Valve, you're good enough to make a great product on your own. Don't be tainted by those evil bastards at Apple. Okay, there's been developments on Prey 2 this week, and I mentioned how this could be very much possibly cancelled. Well, Bethesda have come out and said that it's not cancelled, but it's been put on hold because it doesn't yet meet their standards. Well, I don't know what amazing standards Bethesda have if they can release Brink, which was absolutely atrocious, and apparently Prey 2 hasn't even been worked on since November because the developers, Human Head, are thrashing out a deal with ZeniMax over their pay. So there's a lot of weird stuff going on behind the scenes with this game. I just hope it actually comes to light because the videos looked very, very good. If it's just backstage politics that stops what could potentially be a great game coming out, then it's a very sad state of affairs. And I'll finish with some pretty sexy news. Halo 4 has been given an official release date, and that is November 6th. So you can more or less assume it's going to be going head to head with Call of Duty, so credit to you 343, that takes some balls. I'm not sure whether it's the right decision. I think September's probably the best window for it, but if you have faith in your product, then go for it. And in summation, that's my report for this week in gaming. Thanks for watching as always. My giveaway video is on its way. I just had to sort out a couple of logistical issues, but I've got everything now that I'm planning to give away, so I'm going to make the video soon. I've got the camcorder, so that will happen in the very near future. And as always, I would like to thank you very much for watching. You guys are my inspiration, my everything. No homo. Please like the video if you like any of this, please subscribe to me if you haven't already, and follow me on Twitter if you dare. Thanks very much. Goodbye.